Hi, I'm Gareth.
And I'm Claire.
And we're at the back end of Martinique House.
Talking all things biodiversity.
So, Claire, you're heading up the biodiversity plan here at SiGNAL.
Yeah.
But I feel biodiversity as a word, it's a buzzword, it's thrown around by a lot of companies.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Okay, well in its simplest form, biodiversity means variety of life. So bio is the Greek word for life and diversity means variety. So it's not about the amount of species living in an area, it's about the variety of species living in an area.
Okay, that makes sense. Can you give me an example?
Yeah, okay, so imagine you have a big field and it has one species of grass growing. And it has thousands of those individual plants, but it's just one species, so it's a low biodiversity.
Okay.
Compare that maybe to a forest that has a small amount, but it has different trees, it has shrubs, it has mosses. There's not necessarily has to be a large amount of those individuals, but that's variety, so that has a much higher biodiversity.
Okay, that makes sense. So why is biodiversity important?
It's important because it creates resilient and healthy ecosystems for all life forms on Earth.
Wow, okay, so it is very, very important
Yeah,
then.
it is.
Okay, well, should we go and have a look at what we've done around Martinique House?
Let's do it. So some of the things we've been doing at the back end of Martinique House, we've created a log pile here and we've also added wood chippings. So wood chippings are great. These are going to bring in loads of insects, which is great for our birds. We've seen loads of birds down here recently, pecking away, finding the insects there. The log pile, again, great. Well, we have all sorts of species of insects living under here, potentially even bumblebees that may have hibernated under here through the winter months. So that's really valuable. We're also lucky enough, you can probably see around me, we have a lot of laurel around the site. Now, laurel is quite invasive, so we do have to be careful to keep it trimmed back. However, you can see now it's flowering, and this is brilliant. I mean, this is a great source of pollen for our pollinators. So you can probably see now we have butterflies, we've seen lots of bees on here, which is just great.
Last year we planted a load of herbs, so we've got fennel, chives and mint, which has gone absolutely crazy, coming up here. And recently we also planted in forget-me-nots and lavenders, which are great for early pollinators coming out of hibernation across the site. We've also planted, if I step back, over 600 bulbs across the site. We've got daffodil bulbs around here, there's hyacinths, there's tulips, all coming up, which are again great for the early pollinators.
So we've got this big expanse of grass here. Now, I'll show you a picture of 2023 where the grass had been cut in the spring. As you can see, pretty barren, not much going on, not much life form. If we now compare that to summer of last year, you can see the diversity out here of the different grass species that have come through. We have lots of wildflower. That brought in a vast amount of pollinators. We saw a huge uptake in the bees and the butterflies, and it was just beautiful to look at. Sometimes the best thing you can do for nature is nothing. Just leave it to grow. If you've got an area of your garden, just hold back the cutting and you'll see so much nature come in.
So other things that we've done on site is you'll see just behind me we've put up bird nesting boxes, which are great for robins, blue tits, any type of bird that you can think of, they're great for that, as well as setting up bird seed feeding stations, as well as providing fresh water and, not Crazy Cat Lady, but fur from Claire's cats when they let her brush them, which is great for nesting. It provides a warm and comfortable nest for the bird.
Okay, at the side of Martinique House, we've got a really shaded spot here. Now, it was quite difficult to decide what to do here, but we ended up putting in some skimia plants. Now, they flower early spring, so they're a great resource for our pollinators. And yeah, we've got some bulbs coming up. I mean, it may not look the best, it's a little bit messy, but hey, wildlife doesn't care about messy, it's only us.
We have also planted at the front of Martinique House here this lovely lavender, which smells delicious and bees absolutely love, so great for biodiversity, and some orange lilies, SiGNAL brand, of course. Now, we do have deer on site, which is absolutely fantastic. However, that does mean that because they like to eat flowers, all of our lilies got eaten before they bloomed. I think we actually managed one last year, so we'll see what happens this year.
Okay, so now we're at the front of our lower bungalow. Last year we let the whole area go wild. Again, we stepped back and did nothing just to see what came up. We had lots of long grass. It looked a little bit like a meadow out here. We had, I would expect, thousands of grasshoppers that were here. Great for our mammals, great for our birds, great resource of food.
Now, it's all well and good us showing you everything that we've done, but is it actually working? Well, we have had increased sightings of deer, and we had our first muntjac on site.
Yeah. We've also had 50% uptake on our bird population year on year from last March to this March. Probably not completely down to what we're doing here, but it will definitely be playing a big part of that.
Definitely, definitely. We've also had badgers and foxes sighted on site.
And really, the amount of insects that we've had, the butterflies, the bees, it's been beautiful to watch. So yeah, I would definitely say this is working.
100%.
Let's just keep doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you want to get involved, or if you want to find out more about SiGNAL's biodiversity project, please reach out to us. We'll happily give you the details.
Lovely.
Speak to you soon.
Thanks for listening.